On the line, we play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Baltimore Ravens taking on the 5-time Super Bowl champs from the NFC, the Dallas Cowboys.
Free kick out of bounds.
Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis, thrilled to be with you for this one. And Charles, the Ravens, they've done it again. Champions of the AFC. Remember, they won Super Bowl 47 back in February of 2013, but had not won so much as a playoff game since then.
And remember, the franchise moved from Cleveland, but they started as a true fresh franchise. They didn't take the Browns with them. They became the Ravens. That was 1996. Won a Super Bowl over the Giants. Was that Super Bowl 35 in Tampa. They've won it twice overall, trying to win another one. And there's always a trademark when you think about the Ravens, right? The way they play defense, the way they run the football, how tough and hard-nosed they are as an organization, trying to do it one more time.
Meanwhile, the Cowboys have had some ups and downs since their last Super Bowl appearance, but they're back for the 9th time, trying to win number 6 and tie the Patriots and Steelers. For the Cowboys, their last Super Bowl title quite a while ago, January of '96.
And those were great teams. Jimmy Johnson was their head coach. Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, all Hall of Famers. They were known as the Triplets. But then you go further back to those great teams in the 70s, led by Hall of Fame coach Tom Landry, Roger Staubach at quarterback, Tony Dorsett at running back. Those were great teams as well. This one, trying to create their own identity. When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest game, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
This is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys! With a first touchdown of the Super Bowl, and a long one at that, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Brandon, this is the Super Bowl. A touchdown scored in any game is big. In this one, it's massive.
Brett Maher on for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's capped off for the Cowboys touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's Maher to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual-type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing. A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy this caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
From the 30 on second down, Prescott dancing to his left. Now he'll pull it down. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a first down.
A first down carry by Elliott. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Flushed out right. And that'll be incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target. And it's 3rd down.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
Being chased out left. He can run for it, and he will. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
He was able to get away earlier in the drive, but apparently all the time they put in practice finally came to the front, didn't it? They remembered their lessons and found a way to contain him when he took off on that one.
And this may be a big early turning point in this Super Bowl. They're going to go for it on 4th down here. Here's Prescott, buying time to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dak Prescott, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. He hit him earlier in this first quarter with his arm. Now he does it with his legs.
Right now, he's one of those stat stuffers that you see on the basketball court. You know, the guy with points, rebounds, assists, steals. One with the arm, one with the legs. Let's see if he can continue this pace.
And sending out the reminder that, yeah, look, I'm known for having an arm, but I can do it with the legs on occasion when I need to.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Forced out to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Jalen Smith able to drop him for a loss of a couple. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson, he'll try and run it. The quick feet by Jackson. Well, he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. It'll be a gain of 3, and it also takes us to the end of the first quarter play. 13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. They'll roll him out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Leighton Vander Esch wreaking havoc with a sack.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
It's been such an impressive first half to get that lead. He finds Roberts, complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 41-yard line. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 41. They run. It's Mark Ingram. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing is Jackson. Flush to his right. And now he's going to use his legs. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. Ingram again, a first down carry. And they'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Taking it in from 11 yards out as they are now on the board here in the first half. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Tucker with the extra point, and it's now 13-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken near the 13. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Dallas takes over possession. It was a tough year in Big D. This was a team with Super Bowl aspirations in training camp. Got off to the 3-0 start. Got Zeke signed and in the fold, but then the wheels started to come off from that 3-0 record. 5-8 the rest of the way for an 8-8 finish. Not enough to win a down NFC East, and also not enough for Jason Garrett to keep his job. So now Mike McCarthy enters the fold.
And when you look back at this roster, and as you said, a team with Super Bowl aspirations, this is not a team that was overhyped, as is often the case with the Dallas Cowboys. That was a legitimate deal in my estimation, that roster was good enough to contend for a Super Bowl. Just never really got going with consistency. Couldn't beat the better teams that they played. And as you noted, finished 8-8. Mike McCarthy takes over a very good roster, a young quarterback in Dak Prescott. So it's the second act for Mike McCarthy. He has something he feels like he needs to prove after the way it ended in Green Bay. And this Dallas team has a lot that they need to improve on and a lot to show the rest of the world that this team really should be in a Super Bowl and soon.
By the way, since they did not win the NFC East, that's now 15 straight seasons that the NFC East has not had a repeat champion.
Can you say volatile division?
Absolutely. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. A reminder, coming up at intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Jonathan Coachman and the crew in Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. His feet. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try. Following the interception, here's Prescott, eluding the pressure right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Well, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. Bottom line, he's got to figure things out. He's completed 3 passes, but 2 of them have been to the wrong team so far.
And when we talk about the best quarterbacks, we're usually talking about touchdown to interception ratio, aren't we? And 2 to 1 is acceptable, but the top line guys, 3 to 1 or better is what they're...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack. To try again after the sack. Jackson.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. This one complete to Ingram. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Steps away to his left. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Mark Ingram. His second touchdown of this Super Bowl as his guys are back within a single score.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will get him one closer. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken near the 13. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Dak and the Cowboy offense heading back onto the field. He's thrown for a touchdown pass, and he's run for one so far.
When you're able to watch a guy perform at a high level and do it in multiple ways, arm, legs, he really helps his team in a big way. You got to think that they feel great about where they are in this ball game, and they feel even better about him leading their team.
Now he's hoping to put them into a better spot after this drive.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Now on 2nd and 13. Prescott dancing to his left. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Throwing. Prescott. Going to take a shot for Gallup. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated, ready to go for the second half. The never tedious halftime show behind us, and now it's back to football as we get going again in Super Bowl 54. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Jeff Heath. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Give them 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 23 yards on the play.
It's funny when I go back to our pregame meeting with Amari Cooper and we mentioned, what if they play man coverage against you? He almost seemed offended by it, didn't he?
I'll beat it. That's basically what it said, right?
I mean, the best receivers we've ever talked to and covered, when you talk about covering them with one guy, they think that's a personal affront. If they feel like if they can't just beat one defender, then they're not very good.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. To throw is Prescott. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Intended that time for Cooper, but now it's third and goal.
And when you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
That's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. Prescott on third and goal. Flushed out right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The kick by Maher is good. And that'll push the lead up to 8. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15. Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with second and a yard. On second down, Ingram. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
He's going to take off with it. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with second and a yard. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
And what a weapon to have when you can use your quarterback as a short yardage runner and pick up first downs.
Here's Jackson being chased out left. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now it's Jackson. Flush to his right, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Off the edge, it's Tyrone Crawford with a sack. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle, eluding the pressure right. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Jackson. Roberts has it. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to the running game. It's Ingram. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Play action. Now Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, no, he lost the football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. DeMarcus Lawrence able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. After the sack on 1st down, Jackson.
How about that, partner? His 2nd sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. They'll run on 1st down. It's Ingram. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage.
Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. DeMarcus Lawrence, his 2nd sack of the night. Now Jackson.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost...
Oh, no, he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They'll run for it. It's Ingram. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the 1st down. And the Cowboys' defense is going to get them the football back.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created the push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on 4th down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. Brandon Carr there to make the stop. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And he'll sling that one in there. Complete to Cooper on a comebacker. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, They say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
And he did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school. Prescott off play action. Lets it fly deep for Cobb. And that going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
That's what I'm talking about. Not hit, boy.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. The clock showing 2 minutes even in what's been a memorable Super Bowl 54. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. Called out a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Jackson and the Ravens, here they come. Down by 8. A minute 53 remaining. They'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. This defense looking impenetrable now. 3 straight incompletions. They're giving him nowhere to go with the football. Maybe a little frustrated back there.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. When you've missed on 3 straight, there's going to be some frustration. But now he's got to make sure that frustration is...
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. DeMarcus Lawrence. And an utter disaster as the ball's going to go over on downs at the 2-yard line. It's 1st and goal and a late touchdown at this stage. Could officially salt this one away. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside at 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. You can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. To throw on 2nd and 10. Jackson, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Malik Collins, never giving up. He works his way to the QB for a loss of 12. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards. Here's Jackson to throw. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chip.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We call that sack block.
And the Dallas Cowboys will hoist the Lombardi Trophy. They are the kings of the NFL.